Yeah, so that's that. I got that. That's cool. Oh, don't worry, I got my own. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Test this thing now. On and everything. Like there's power going because like all the lights turn on. Yeah. But like once I like put in the clutch and like try turning it over, no crank goes at all. Nothing? Nothing, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I wish you didn't remove the hood because I might have to go over here. Oh, yeah. That's alright, yeah. Just you know, turn the key on, see what it does. That's the key. Okay. Do it again? Okay, nothing, right? Okay. Let me go inside. Let's see. Yeah, I got some tires I was gonna put on. Nice. But then this happened, so I had to delay that. So how was your vacation? Where did you go?
Dude, I went to Texas.
Oh, Texas, nice. You have family there or no?
Yeah, I used to live there.
Oh, nice.
So I went to go visit.
Let's see. This is here. Check coolant level. Yeah, nothing at all. Interesting. Kind of feels like maybe you're something with the ignition here too. Okay. That's cool. Alright, gotta do some testing then. Alright guys, so what we did here is we removed the glove box, and there's that immobilizer module right there with like purple connector. So that's the one you need to test for. You know, you need to test a couple of wires on that thing, and here's the wiring diagram that I printed out. I'm gonna probably, let's go outside so I can let's see. I'm gonna talk really quick about this thing. So, alright, put this here. So this is the first page. There's your fuses. This is your fuse block. There's a fuse 45, and it goes to the it's basically the clutch switch. This is a manual trans, so it has a clutch switch, and then this is all crossed up because this is for automatic transmission. We have a manual, so the power goes through the clutch switch when you press the clutch pedal in. It goes down, and it comes here to this electronic, you know, immobilizer control module that I showed you. It's behind the glove box. So and we're gonna test it right now. So we're gonna test for power there on number 9, and then we're gonna test right here. This is this guy. This is a black and green wire. It comes to the pin number 3, and this wire actually comes, if we come to this first page, comes here from the ignition switch. So when you turn your key to the crank position, power goes here. It should come here, and if everything is okay with this module, you're gonna have power coming out here, and the power is gonna come out here. It has to go, it actually goes to the starter. So basically what we have to test is we have to test this thing. We test the pin number 3, which is the black and green wire, and this we have to, when he cranks, he's gonna crank the car. Just turn the key to crank position, and we should have power right here, number 1. So that's what we're gonna test. And yeah, so let's do it. Okay, hold on a second. So let's see, I have a test light connected right there for my ground. Here's my test light. And hang on, I will let you know when to put it to crank position. For now, it's basically this. I'm looking for, one more time, what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this pin number 1, which is a yellow and black wire on this immobilizer module. So pin number 1, yellow black wire, and it's gonna be all the way on the bottom, what it looks like. Okay, so it's gonna be hard for you to see. So yellow and black. No, actually, never mind. This is the one. This is the yellow and black wire right here. So I'm gonna set my test light right there. All right. That's the basically. If everything is fine, if ignition switch is fine, if the clutch pedal is fine, I mean the clutch pedal sensor is fine. You're gonna see, and if the module itself is fine, you're gonna see the power that's gonna come out from that wire. So go ahead and put it to crank. You're cranking it now, and we have this thing lit up. So it means that everything is fine. The ignition switch is fine. The clutch pedal is fine. You can shut it off, yeah, it's fine. And the module is fine itself. So we have to go to the starter right now, because that's the only thing that's left. And we have to test at a starter. And the reason why I chose to test here is because it's easier, since, you know, for the starter, I mean, if it's a starter or there's a wiring or something, that's you have to pull the intake manifold to replace it. Okay. So let's see. You guys can see there's a long screwdriver right there. That's where the starter is located. Let's see if I can show you somehow. Oh boy, it's gonna be a bad, difficult shot. Right there you see the positive wire coming in. So this long screwdriver that is set right here goes all the way down to the basically crank control wire on the starter. So when he turns the key all the way to crank, you should get power over there. So go inside and crank it for me. And have a test light connected to the ground. Just hang on, I will let you know when. And I'm gonna touch that thing right there. Let's see. Okay, go ahead, crank it. Okay, there you go. Shut it off, crank it. So we do have a control wire, so everything is fine. So it's so we do have a command. Alright guys, so here's the deal. You can kind of see the starter right there. It's the starter solenoid. This is the wire, the main wire that goes to the starter, and this screwdriver right there. It's actually touching that main wire, and I do not have power on that wire. So, and from the looks of it, looks like it's corroded because I'm missing power on this wire. So, and this guy, this main cable, big wire, it goes to that thing, to that junction box. Basically it's like power distribution, and that junction box is okay. So I think that something near that starter, I mean it's just that main wire is just corroded there, and I can't see too well right now since it's just this intake is in the way. But we do have basically we do have a cranking signal to the starter, which is good. And we have a second issue with the starter. That second issue is basically the solenoid is not being grounded, so that's another issue. And the reason why it's not being grounded is there's a wire that goes from the solenoid to the starter. If you notice on the starters, they usually have like a small wire, and that wire sometimes either corrodes or just breaks, and you have no ground for the solenoid. So I do have this cable running here from the positive, and I have my test light here. So I'm just gonna touch a ground. It lights up. I'm gonna touch the engine ground. Let's see, right here, lights up. It's just the engine ground, right? Let's do the alternator. Here's my alternator. It lights up. And when I take my screwdriver, put it over there on the solenoid. Okay, so it's touching that solenoid, and I have nothing. Alright, so I have no ground on the solenoid. But let's see. Can you hold this light like that? If you can. Yeah, just like that. So right there, that's my solenoid. And if I go down more, right there, for example, that's the starter mounting bolt. Okay, so if you can hold this wire, this screwdriver like that, just press it in there. Hang on. Let's see. I'll go up a little bit. Yeah. Right now, just give it like a press, you know. Yeah, just firmly like that. And yeah, right there, just hold it there. Yeah, you're not really on that. Like that. So we do have there was a power. Let's see, it's hard to show on the camera. Yeah, okay, let me position it the other way. Let me go this way. But we do know that there's no ground on the solenoid. Yeah, this one, let's see, I'll take this guy. What's there? Good, oh, right there. So, there's my starter right there, if you can kind of see it. There's one mounting bolt. So, let's see. I'm going to take my screwdriver and touch that. So that's a really difficult shot. Oh man. But it is touching that starter right there, like the mounting bolt. Alright, and what I'm gonna do is grab a test light, and again it's connected to positive, and right here, there you go. So we have the starter is grounded, but the solenoid isn't. So that tells me that the wire between the solenoid and the starter is defective. And yeah, the positive wire that goes from the power distribution to the starter itself, the main wire, the cable, it's got no juice on it too. So we have two issues. So we're gonna need the starter for sure, and we're gonna need to check what's wrong with this positive cable. As one more time, so we didn't have any juice on this big wire on the starter. And right now, to double check, what I did is this wire comes up here, this cable right over there, and I'm just gonna lightly pierce it to show you that it has constant power right here. So if you want to hold this for a second for me, yeah, just like that. I'm gonna show you. So here's my wire right here, and if I lightly pierce it, we have power, guys. So since we have power here, means that the wire itself is corroded somewhere right there near the starter.